I didn't mention this Friday, but if you click the link below, you will find a list of resources to help protect reproductive rights in your state. And remember, do no harm, take no shit. Now, I'm gonna have to offer y'all some advanced apologies. This video is gonna be ugly. I can't get the lighting to work, and my room is kind of messy. We've been dealing with a lot in the last 2 weeks. It'll be fine. I just wanted you to know that this probably isn't going to get better in the interim. My camera, even though it is ride or die, it is old. I don't know how I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna try. Who knows? Now, for those of you who know, and for those of you who don't, my name is TK. I am a writer, a voice actress, and your resident lunatic. And today, we are watching episode 1 of Good Omens. I read this book once, heavily under the influence, and I have retained absolutely none of it. I couldn't have been older than 20, maybe 21. It's been a hot minute. I didn't grow up with books by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett like a lot of people did. I didn't even grow up with Harry Potter. I kind of just read whatever looked good to me, and books like that at the time did not look good to me. But I suppose that's why I'm burnt out on contemporary romance these days. So now, from what I hear, a lot of this book is largely satirical, not just when it comes to religion, but when it comes to the human condition in general, which may or may not be pretty cathartic for the tough times we're all going through right now. So I'm not sure what gave me the idea to do this necessarily. It's not something that's been on my radar for a very long time, but it is something that caught my eye because after I started watching Vox Machina, this started getting recommended to me over and over and over. So I'm assuming that people who really like things like Vox Machina will like this show as well. And once again, this seems quite a bit more tame, at least as far as gore and action levels go, than say The Boys. And I gotta say, if there is one thing I am not watching on this channel, it is The Boys. Y'all know how I feel about gore. You know how I feel about it. I'm not going into it. Even though I didn't really read a lot of Neil Gaiman books, or Terry Pratchett for that matter, I haven't been living under a rock. I know that they are insanely popular and that Terry Pratchett himself was an iconic author, and I know several people who were in mourning when he passed away, and it's always really sad when someone whose creative voice is truly unique passes away. Then there's Neil Gaiman, who has become almost a host unto himself on social media, who seems to be quite unique in the way authors advertise themselves on Twitter and on Tumblr, especially on Tumblr. It's kind of goals. Anyway, that's enough about my career aspirations. What I'm talking about is the show. You know, the funny thing about Good Omens, the book, is it was actually written the year I was born, so it's just as old as I am. Now, I'm guessing the show is going to make it a little more modern rather than stuck in the early 90s, late 80s, but one of the things I also noticed is that the primary genre for this is horror. For some of you who don't know this, one of my favorite genres is actually horror fantasy. Now, you guys know how I feel about gore, you guys know how I feel about slasher films. Horror movies are not my favorite thing. I feel like horror in its written and drawn form allows a bit more wiggle room, because I feel like it would be too much to be seen in real life, if that makes sense. I feel like no one would want to watch that. Everyone in the world would be scarred by it. Horror is the one thing that is truly unique in written form, and I would love to see how Good Omens, the show, makes that happen. Now, that's enough guesswork. Let's go ahead and put on our headphones and commence with the drama, my friends. Oh, well, that was interesting. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of a history lesson to start off with. Some people actually believe that the world is only 6,000 years old.
God does not play dice with the universe. I play an ineffable game of my own devising.
Oh, so this is the voice of God, okay.
The Earth is a Libra.
I believe it.
A friend is important to you. You may be vulnerable to a stomach upset today, so avoid salads.
Avoid salads, because sometimes the salad isn't washed, and that's how norovirus gets proliferated.
It starts, as it will end, with a garden.
Ooh,
in this case,
that's a heavy sentence.
And with
Damn, Eve was kind of thick though. Why is it always an apple? Also, can I just say, pause. I am so glad that this show acknowledges that Adam and Eve were black. Anyways, continue.
And rain hadn't been invented yet. But the storm clouds gathering east of Eden suggested that the first thunderstorm was on its way.
Which must have been terrifying for poor Adam and Eve.
Well, that went down like a lead balloon.
Lead balloons haven't been invented yet. Give them a minute.
Crawley.
Crawley.
Otherwise,
Cause he's a snake. I get it.
Him to be in the middle of a garden with a don't touch sign. Why not put it on the top of a high mountain?
Solid point. Solid point.
Don't let the sun go down on you here.
Just go on.
I think you can do the wrong thing.
Oh, that's not true. Was that meaty or more gurgly? It didn't sound very meaty. Aww. Oh, I like them already. Oh, this is very interesting art for this beginning. Okay, I kind of really like the two main characters, definitely. I mean, who doesn't like David Tennant? Let's be honest. David Tennant is one of those actors who, let me see if I can put this the right way, who is iconic in no matter what role he plays. Like, I'm sure a lot of people remember him for the Doctor, but I never even watched Harry Potter like that. And I knew that he was in the Harry Potter movies and that he was like a remarkable villain, according to some people. I've seen him in tons of stuff where he's usually the best thing about that show. Like back when I was actually invested in the Marvel universe, when I was watching Luke Cage and God, I don't even remember, Jennifer Jackson. I don't remember her name. Jennifer Jones, that's it. He was the best part about it. Even as the villain, even as the emotionally challenging villain.
They are everywhere.
You know, this sounds like she's reading straight from the book. Nope, we don't like zombies. We don't like zombies. Even if they're not actually zombies. Oh, they're going on a picnic. I hope they're going on a picnic.
They're pacing themselves and can lurk for the rest of the night if necessary, with still enough sullen menace left for a final burst of lurking around dawn.
Tough up here these days.
Crowley.
He's been calling himself for centuries with literally one letter of difference.
Gone native. Enjoying himself too much.
Oh my god, that saunter. Look at that.
Now within a decade we shall have it.
It's a long time to wait.
I have corrupted a politician.
Oh, it can't be that hard.
Within a year we shall have him.
Are you sure it wouldn't take like a week?
I brought down every London area mobile phone network tonight.
It's not exactly craftsmanship.
No, but it is taking advantage of modern technology, and I think he deserves some merits for that. I thought it was a picnic basket.
Yes.
The iguana is a paid actor. He's got a sign for the package. They're otherworldly UPS men. No wonder they're so pissed off. No one likes talking about the end of the world. Even people who want it to come. Why are all the demons British?
Ciao. It's Italian. Means food.
No, so close. Except not close at all.
Favor of Armageddon in general terms.
I used to know someone who would pronounce it Armageddon.
What you did to the M25 was a stroke of demonic genius, darling.
He's quite charismatic, which, I mean, I guess is biblically correct. If the devil wanted to deliver his child to an orphanage, why didn't he get a goddamn car seat? Just a question. Does it have to be a basket? Baskets don't have safety restraints. Like, he could have ended his plan for Armageddon right there if Crowley got maybe a little distracted. Ah!
You're an angel.
It's tasty. It comes from the earth. It's quite obvious that Crowley and the angel really, really like the human world and human ways. I recently read a webtoon like that.
That things are afoot.
I really like John Hamm.
It's a miracle he hasn't spotted you yet.
Something tells me they've been hanging out and just not reporting each other.
Meet Deirdre and Arthur Young.
Is that how you pronounce that? I thought it was Deidre. Cravings don't hit like that. They don't hit that hard. Oh, she's having a much worse time.
And I'm not gonna miss a second of it. Dad.
I'm with her on that one. Considering everything that's happened in the last couple of days, I'm with her on that one. Oh, so they're evil nuns.
The birds and the bees, but you know
The devil baby?
we do not need to know more than that. Satanic.
Doubt. Their names are very strange. They're all based in like words of charisma and eloquence, I've noticed, like loquacia and prolix.
You could make sure there are biscuits, the kind with pink icing.
Aw, she looked so disappointed though. Sister Mary Loquacious is giving Maria, giving how do you solve a problem like Maria. You don't, you get her married apparently. It sounds like they're more than 4.
We believe that fathers just complicate the process for everybody.
That's wrong.
Getting on with it, Doctor. Got it. What room's she in?
We're in room 3.
Room 3. Got it.
Oh.
For greater stakes than a handful of loose change is about to take place.
Crowley is about to make a mistake, is what it sounds like.
Is giving birth in delivery room 4.
She's suffering. Oh.
We'll call the adversary.
And Mary Loquacious, bless her heart, is gonna try her best. She's gonna try her best, y'all. Okay. Miss Loquacious, we gotta... Oh. Stop. So now we have 3 children that could possibly be the Antichrist, and no one knows who they actually are. No.
I have the honor, sir, to report myself the father of a regular Y-chromosomed son.
Oh, who is this? I forget this man's name. I see him in tons of things.
Satan, give me strength.
Oh my god.
But you'll be looking at them and going, oh, cookies.
Oh, she thinks he's American? Oh no. They absolutely are thinking 2 different things.
Sister Mary, on the other hand, had thought that Sister Teresa's wink was more on the lines of,
Well done, that Sister Mary.
Of course she did. Bless her. Well, I guess she wouldn't take that as a compliment.
Extra baby removal.
What? Here we go. You know, this is played up for humor, but in real life, this would be a horrible arrangement if, you know, all babies were just regular babies. This would be awful.
Sorry, honey, we'll call you back.
The president is like a persistent ex-girlfriend. Ooh, and let me guess, the other one's gonna have an incredibly unassuming name. It's gonna be like Dave, isn't it?
Very modern sound, Kane, really.
The world's first murderer? Okay. The most classic of names, according to this lore anyway. I was half expecting it to be Bob. We don't know what happened to the 3rd baby. Ooh, okay, so this will be interesting. Aziraphale. Okay, Aziraphale. Yeah, you screwed them up, my dude.
It's me. We need to talk.
Are you breaking up with me? I actually don't like watching stuff about the end of the world, but I'll make an exception for this one.
St. James's Park.
Hmm.
They say
That doesn't seem accurate to me.
by secret agents that they've developed Pavlovian reactions to them.
Now that I would believe.
Why not delivered, you know?
But actually delivered, you know, like freight shipment.
Cinematographic show you wish to sell in as many countries as possible.
You really believe that?
Sure, honey. They don't want the world to end. They're rather attached to it. It's giving JRPG.
We've only got 11 years and then it's all over.
An 11-year-old child being the Antichrist. Are you sure that's not just a regular 11-year-old child?
Paris, 1792.
Aww, he remembers! Well, that man just lost his job.
Picked up a dozen cases in 1921, and there's still some left for special occasions.
Some left. The way he walks, man.
You are a demon. We're hereditary enemies.
But have we been enemies since the world was created? I don't think so. We've been friends, buddy.
The Antichrist had been on Earth for 24 hours.
It was already going to the wrong place. This was pretty much the state I originally read this book in, which is why I have retained precisely none of it. Bouillabaisse.
Although, no Stephen Sondheim first nights in eternity, I'm afraid.
The look of horror on his face. Oh god.
Really loves. It's the sound of music.
I think I know some people who would. Oh, you can just put it back? You can just put it back? I don't think I'd want that. Oh, this child is named Warlock. He's not evil. I think this show is trying to make it a point to say that there's no difference between good and evil in this instance. Oh. I thought they were going to dissolve. They were only doing what was asked of them. Well, I mean, I guess they are demons, but still. I hope Sister Mary Loquacious survives.
See a while, you thwart, am I right?
I mean, sure. Crowley, the man with the plan. The demon with the plan. I'm surprised they don't burn each other. But do you have the right child? 6 years before the end of the world. Red hair, is this Crowley? Yep. Why is he dressed like that? That is not a 5-year-old child.
Nanny says living things are only fit to be ground under my heels, Brother Francis.
Well. Why is he dressed like that? The world's most terrifying nanny.
Don't listen to him. Listen to me.
Jesus. Why was that scary? They both go to the IRS, apparently. I'm guessing that's pestilence. Oh, Beelzebub.
They don't suspect a thing.
Oh, I'm sure they don't.
Yes. But Aziraphale.
The fucking hoverboard!
What you're doing is praiseworthy, but obviously doomed to failure.
I mean, Michael's not wrong, though. They don't have the right child. Y'all making way too many assumptions for my tastes. Today's Monday. Luckily, this was 2019. Well, actually, this is technically 1990. A chimera, I'm guessing. They didn't show it because it looked like the dog from The Untamed.
All we can do now is wait for his birthday.
You have the wrong child!
You've never actually mentioned a hellhound before.
It's in the Bible. Wow, they really read Revelation inside and out, huh? No one will notice anything. It's reality. Yikes.
Yes, but there is a boy. He's over there.
He's not.
I'm saying you could kill him.
Me? You're the one who's into that. You're asking him to go against his nature, Crowley. That's a big ask of old Aziraphale. These two have fantastic chemistry.
Make you disappear.
Please don't let that be foreshadowing. Stop it. Oh no. Oh no, please. Cease and desist.
Excuse me. He's right, you know. You are actually rubbish.
Oh, children are not kind.
Find your master.
Everybody out of the way. Kids are having great fun, I'm sure. At least someone's having fun.
Hello, Crowley. Hi, who's this?
Deegan, Lord of the Files.
Okay. Files. Wait.
Yeah, just checking in about the hell.
He said files. I thought he said Lord of the Flies. I was like, I thought that was Beelzebub. Y'all have the wrong child.
Wrong boy.
Yep.
Wrong boy.
You have been raising the wrong child your entire life.
And do you know what they got me? A girl's bike with a basket.
The biggest sin.
Big dog.
Wait, what?
And this is the moment, the naming. This will give it its purpose, its function, its identity.
Please let it be something like Cookie or Fluffy.
I think I'll call him Dog.
Ah! Shadow! Shadow, you've come home! Sorry, that's a bad joke. Oh no. Why is it cute? Y'all don't know I'm evil as hell, though.
Why did the powers of hell have to drag me into this anyway?
I don't know, bro. Maybe you should have paid attention.
I'm to blame. They never check up.
I think you're to blame for the initial mistake, yes.
I know what you smell like.
Oh, does he now?
I felt it. Would I lie to you?
So something tells me he's never lied to Crowley.
We're doomed. Well then.
Drink up! Okay. Wow. That was a different experience, but we'll try to sum that one up. So there is definitely more than a certain flavor of satire that goes with this. That's a lot coming off of one episode. These Amazon shows really cram a ton of information. Let me see if I can find a way to put this. This show is already packed full of dramatic irony because the whole time the audience knows they've had the wrong kid and they've been trying so hard to make sure things go well and just nope. And from what it sounds like Crawley's entire career has been a lie. Everything he's done, the humans have already beat him to it. It sounds like that no matter what angelic or demonic influences a person has, because they are human, things are going to happen. And those things could end up being, well, the end of all things. It feels like in this case, humans are the most powerful force in this story. It feels like no matter how hard Crowley and Aziraphale try, I feel like there will always be people being people, that no matter what they do, people will win out in the end. And that's why I said it's giving very much JRPG. I'm gonna figure out a way to say that. I don't know how I'm going to be able to right now. Regardless, I'm not a huge fan of stuff about the end of the world. We'll see how I deal with that in the future. Hopefully not too badly. We'll see. But as far as the show itself goes, I really love the inherent silliness of existence in this show. Living is just a wacky experience, and there's really no other way to describe it. There really isn't. The actors all seem to have amazing chemistry, especially David Tennant and the angel whose name entirely escapes me. I'm gonna look for it. Michael Sheen. I keep wanting to say Martin Sheen, but I know it's not him. We'll see how it goes. I'm still not super sure how I feel about it. Like I said, I've retained none of the books, so... And you know what? Maybe after this, I will read the book again. So, once again, please like if you like this video. Please subscribe if you really like this video and would like to see more. You can find me on Patreon, where you can support the channel, uncut reactions, as well as the binge watch series of Nirvana and Fire. And Nirvana and Fire is a C-drama that's based heavily on the wars of 4th century China, and pretty much like any given wuxia movie. And it's excellent, it's incredible, and you should all at least give it a chance. You can find me on every piece of social media: Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, TikTok, but mostly Tumblr and TikTok because fuck Twitter. Remember guys, things will be okay. Just stick together, organize, and we can get through this. And remember lovelies, do no harm, take no shit. Thanks for watching. One of these days I'm gonna stop procrastinating. Not today. So if anyone wants an update on the kitty is adjusting. She's getting gradually more social. She's starting to explore a little bit more. She is no longer keeping me up until 3 a.m. So that's improvement. But regardless, thank you everybody for asking after me. There was supposed to be a lot happening in the last couple of weeks. I was supposed to be going on a trip, visiting my parents, but then, you know, things happened. Mom got COVID. She's fine. Everyone's fine. It's just, there were a lot of complications, and at this point, you guys just know that when I need a break, I will take a break. You guys are usually super cool and accepting about that because you're awesome. Thank you. So, for those of you who know, and for those of you who don't, my name is TK. I am a writer, a voice actress, and your resident lunatic. And today we are watching episode 2 of Good Omens. And I glossed over this in my last episode, but I really don't like watching or reading stuff about the end of the world because a subject like the end of the world is always pertinent, no matter what time period you're in. Whether it's satire, whether it's, you know, dystopian fiction, if someone really applies themselves or makes a really good dystopia, they can always make it pertinent to the time period that they live in. And as time progresses and as things get worse or better, you can always feasibly see how people will react to the encroaching end, no matter what time period or what universe it is. And I tell you when I noticed this. I was about 9-10 years old when the game Majora's Mask came out. It was a Legend of Zelda game. If you don't know what the game is about, even though most people do, it is a game where you have 3 days to save the world from the moon falling on it and ending everything. You can go back whenever you want, but as each day progresses, the NPCs in the game, their reactions change according to how close the moon is. People who want to find shelter, people who are just accepting that it's the end, people who were already okay with dying in the first place. I'm not a terribly fatalistic person. Well, actually, that's not true. I actually can be quite a fatalistic person, and that's why I don't like watching stuff about the end of the world, because sometimes it sort of gets to me. Because like in the game Majora's Mask, throughout the game, you see these people who start out brave and become cowards. People who start out cowardly, but eventually just accept what's about to happen. But there is no way, unless you stop the apocalypse, for it to end happily. And that sometimes is just a little too realistic for my delicate palate. Good Omens, however, seems to be handling this a little bit differently. Both of the main characters come from factions who wanted this to happen the whole time. So it's basically, what is waiting beyond the end? Does anybody really want to put up with that? Because according to Aziraphale and Crowley, it seems like without the human world, things are gonna be kind of boring. I see this a lot in like JRPGs, where the gods are often very stuck in their ways and can only have their minds changed by what is essentially the human spirit, which is something that is ever changing because humans live for a much shorter and much more finite amount of time. One of the reasons Crowley and Aziraphale don't want the apocalypse to happen is because they've quite fallen in love with the human world. According to what I saw on the show, now it might be different in the book, they are the first demon and angel to actually have met humans and spoken to them. And during that whole time, since the beginning of humanity's time, they have been watching and observing and enjoying parts of the human experience that perhaps their superiors and other demons and angels either don't have time for, don't like, or just don't care about. I find it to be a very interesting concept because you have these creatures who are immortal, timeless, what have you, and see humans as kind of these silly little, easily influenced creatures, but they still acknowledge that they're capable of something far more interesting than they are. Now, I've only watched one episode of this, but I said this in the last episode, is that this very much seems to be about the general silliness of existence. In short, a human is gonna human. Whether they be cruel, kind, smart, stupid, they're gonna do what humans do, which is be human. And I don't quite know what that means in this story yet. In this particular story, it doesn't seem like humans are especially good or bad or anything else but kind of silly little decision makers. You know what I mean? I'll watch more of it and see if I can expound upon that, but who knows? Maybe by the end of the series, I'll have a bit more to say about it. Now, with that being said, let us put on our headphones and commence with the drama. Oh, this is very interesting music. The aspect ratio on this is actually very interesting. The fact that it's so widescreen. Soho, London on Thursday. It was a little too fast, but it's fine. Okay, and this is Aziraphale's bookshop. Yeah. I forgot who he played in, I almost said Five Guys. What's the? Mad Men. Not Five Guys.
One of your material objects. Books. Let us discuss my purchase in a private place, because I am buying
Pornography?
No,
Pornography.
that's
Gabriel,
not.
come into my back room.
They can't.
Human beings are so simple. And so
Yeah, see, that's
easily
what I was
fooled.
saying earlier.
Yes.
Okay, hang on. Pause. He says human beings are so simple, and then lays down a very large book that looks very not simple at all. So I'm gonna go back to a minute, and let me see that again.
Human beings are so simple. And so easily fooled.
Household management. Yeah, that's what I thought. Which sounds like something that would be simple, but it's apparently incredibly complicated because of its big,
Sodom and Gomorrah.
because the big thick book.
You were doing a lot of smiting and turning people into salt.
Lot and his daughters, I believe, is that's the story.
Oh, that'll be the Jeffrey Archer books, I'm afraid.
Well, all going according to the divine plan. How
Ah,
harm has been
yes.
set loose and
God's
forces
plan,
and populace are being
as
slain.
very
Death,
loosely referred to in
pollution,
every
famine,
sermon I have
war.
ever heard on a Sunday morning.
You can't have a war without war.
Sandalfund, that is very good. You
It's
can't
not.
have a war without war?
Why does Michael
No
remind me of the
problem. How does
boss
the
from
hell that-
Office Space? Oh, that's Gabriel, not Michael. My bad. The Mona Lisa in the background's a good touch. Nothing in the show is by accident.
Do you know what's in your fridge?
Yeah, great kid. Takes after his dad.
Ah, the fallen. Never forget that.
And Carly's like,
Forget.
fun.
I mean to fool.
Oh.
I just hung around the wrong people.
I mean, that's what they all say. I mean, I could also say the same thing.
But he works for the International Express Company.
Of
About
course
to
he
make his
does.
first delivery
Because how else
in
would
a
you
former war
make
zone.
deliveries like that? I mean, these days it probably wouldn't be
Sometimes
a mail truck.
People get
but,
tired
you
of
know.
fighting. And
This was
pain
written in
and death.
1990.
Excuse me, who are you?
Hot.
Carmine Zingerberg.
Carmine
War
Zingerberg.
correspondent?
Like the rifles? I'm guessing she's war. Yep. War.
Oh, you sweet thing.
Why is she hot, though? Come on, man! Oh, there they go.
Time and sometimes people.
Mostly
And
people.
now burning in England.
Is this Agnes Nutter?
Where is the hag?
In her cottage. She suspects nothing.
She turned me into
her
a
with a
newt! You know, I actually never watched those movies until I was
the result?
about in my early 20s.
She said, so they don't call you adultery pulsative?
They do not.
Yours, Agnes Nutter.
Okay, yes, this is her.
She says running each morning in an unladylike manner around the village.
She's just exercising. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how the Salem witch trials were back in the day.
She said we should get more fibre in our diet. I told her. I said it's hard enough picking out the gravel.
She is obviously mad.
Or just a little bit before her time, which is the problem with, once again, most of the Salem witch trials. She was helpful and told me how to improve my health with herbs and, you know, daily health maintenance. She's obviously evil. People dead-ass treat doctors like that during the pandemic. Don't even get me started.
Not tardy. I should have been aflame 10 minutes since. Right.
Oh, the balls on this woman. Ah, there they go.
Among the folk from the next village, there was much subsequent debate as to whether this disaster had been sent by God or by Satan.
Or by methane gas.
Had been materially helped by Agnes's petticoats, in which she had concealed 50 pounds of gunpowder, and 30 pounds.
So that's why she was...
Dear Mistress Nutter, we take great pleasure in enclosing your author's copy of your book.
The publishing note every author wants to hear.
In December 1980.
Oh,
an
okay, they're not gonna
apple
understand
rise,
this.
No man invest thy
Oof.
money in Master Job's machine, and good fortune will tend thy days. I mean, this is bold.
No! Listen to it! Listen to it!
On the night the Antichrist was born, in a house in Malibu, Agnes Nutter's great-great-great-great-granddaughter
Was
drawing on
living
the title
large,
page.
apparently.
And metaphorically,
My mom bought 5,000 shares in Apple in 1980. That's worth 40 million today.
That's why we live in this giant fucking house.
You see, she's got special plans for you, Myanmar.
Yeah, death.
You're the one that's going to have to save the world.
Okay, yeah. Can she stand that kind of pressure? She's like 8.
I just changed the plug. It'll work now.
Nope.
Oh, don't worry, love. It's not as if it's the end of the world.
Ah!
Print it out for me and then I could do the sums on paper.
Oh.
I've registered a complaint with HR about this whole training initiative nonsense.
Oh, well. cursed. Oh, bless his heart. I kind of feel sorry for him.
My name's not actually Dick. It's the car's name. You can ask me why if you like.
It's a Superman reference. Dang, your great-great-great-great-grandfather was not kind to you, buddy.
Anathema device?
Anathema device. It's an old
Anathema device. I just... Yeah, what?
Hey, I'm talking about witches. Aye.
Oh, you caught him at just the wrong moment. He really does. That is one part of his family legacy he does not need to be reliving.
Nor is there a witchfinder colonel, a witchfinder major, not even a witchfinder captain.
Nah, he seems like he's the only one. He just wants a job that doesn't involve computers, bless him.
How many nipples have you got?
What?
Pardon me?
Nipples be here at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Bring scissors.
Pardon me? What? You asked me about nipples and then you told me to bring scissors. Sir? 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 Sir?
What a gorgeous village, huh?
Is she wearing... Does she have fake freckles? The Heart of Darkness. I kind of love her, I'm not gonna lie.
Right, you know, I've told you all about leaf spots. I will not stand for them.
Okay, he's tending to his plants like an emotionally abusive mother.
You guys, grow better!
I feel like this is just the general advice to humanity.
Also, the most terrified.
Yup. You couldn't just make it easy and throw him into the incinerator?
Well, there really is no need for that kind of language.
That's just customer service in general. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Oh.
Hello. I'm here about the advert.
Madam.
And my knees aren't what they were.
So, if you want to blow, you need to lay down.
It can take me half an hour to squeeze into the leather penny.
I'm sorry?
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. We respect sex workers here, but that's not what we're here for.
When you recruit, Mr. Shadwell, look.
Away with you, harlot. Scarlet woman. Jezebel.
She's helping you out, bitch.
We used to be powerful. We used to be important.
But you were still idiots no matter how important or powerful you were.
And you know what our first weapon is?
What would that be?
Oh,
the Aquabus? God, he walks like that everywhere he goes.
What?
When you did the baby swap 11 years ago, could something have gone wrong?
Yes, yes, very much so, actually.
You've lost the boy.
We've lost.
Okay, no.
Nothing's happened to him. He happens to everything.
So we only have to
like every 11-year-old boy, I see.
Music. What's a Velvet Underground?
Okay.
No.
Yeah, no.
Bebop.
Yeah, we'll put it that way.
Our dog doesn't like me. It pretends I'm not there. Did you know?
That's probably why.
In America, they have shops that sell 39 different flavors of ice cream.
It's 31, actually.
All that stands between Wensleydale and chartered accountancy is time.
Oh.
Pepper's given first names were Pippin Galadriel Moonchild.
Checks out.
Pepper's mother returned to Tadfield and enrolled in a sociology course.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Strawberry and vanilla and chocolate.
They have that. They have that. That's called Neapolitan.
Shut up. I'm trying to tell you things.
Shut up, both of you.
We invented science, and all the vicars set fire to the witches for their own
No,
good.
science has always existed. We discovered science, honey.
I don't reckon it's allowed going around setting fire to people. Otherwise, people would be doing it all the time.
They do it all the time, actually. It's called arson.
We could be the new Spanish Inquisition.
Wow.
Leave it to me.
Wow. Are you sure these kids aren't the Four Horsemen? Because I feel like these kids are immediately just menaces.
Rather good organization.
Yeah, sure. Totally were planted there in the first place. Where'd you learn that one? Yeah, for my money, it was just a mistake, asshole.
I am Chief Inquisitor, Brian is Head Torturer, and we're trying to find a witch. Sounds very sensible.
She's like, okay, all right.
How do you do that? Ole!
Ole? What's wrong with these children?
No one's saying you can't be a witch, but you just have to say you're not a witch. There's no point taking all this
it's like
trouble
the
if you're going to go around saying yes the
when
minute
they
we ask you.
that's very very apropos to like when they
crone.
suspended witches in midair and swung them back and forth.
all the work?
Well, his dog, I mean, he's a beast. Hold on, say hello.
Aw.
Not what I was
Oh, why is the hellhound
Hold
adorable?
on, I have to tell them what to do.
So that's what they mean by witch hunting. Taking turns on the tire swing.
This doesn't look like a hospital. And
no, because it was burnt to death.
Blue. Oh, it's paint.
Bloodiest looking paint I've ever seen.
I don't know what you think you're playing at.
That's simple.
Well, I've kept this in tip-top condition for over 180 years now.
Yeah, you're an angel. I'm sure you can do some stain lifting.
Well, I would always know the stain was there. Underneath, I mean.
But that had a little more meaning than just trying to convince Crowley to do it for him.
They're in the right hands. Then they give weight to a moral argument. I think.
Jesus.
An initiative which allowed their employees to fire paintballs at any colleagues who irritated them. Until 11 years ago, the manor was used as a hospital by an order of St.
I knew she lived. Y'all, I knew she lived. I knew Sister Mary Loquacious survived to see another day.
They wanted real guns, so I gave them what they wanted.
Oof. Norman, honey. Wow. War's even getting to the... Ooh.
They're murdering each other?
Well, they murdered one guy.
No one's killing anyone. They're all having miraculous escapes.
Wouldn't be any fun otherwise.
You really are quite a nice...
Shut it. I'm a demon. I'm not nice.
I'm evil. I'm evil. I'm the heart of darkness.
Sorry to break up.
You didn't have to do that. You could have just asked her.
Hey, listen, she seemed happy to answer your questions. I'm just saying.
He used to be ambassador to Swindon.
Oof. No, that's not how that works.
This American ambassador, what was his name? Where did he come from? And what did he do with the baby?
I don't know.
Why would she know?
We were very good at keeping records.
Well, where are they?
Burnt.
Well,
He had lovely little toesy woesies.
you're awake, having had a...
Oh God, everyone's getting arrested. Well, Sister Mary Loquacious is going to jail.
Angels aren't occult, we're ethereal.
Nope. Depending on what system of belief you prescribe to, they are definitely a cult.
Armageddon only happens once, you know. You don't get to go around again until you get it right.
Well, depending on, once again, what religion you prescribe to, yes you do. Over and over and over until you get it right.
End everything.
This is because most books on witchcraft are written by men.
Truth. She looks cold. I mean, she's in Europe, and she's from Malibu, so yeah, it makes sense. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are we gonna end up hitting an anathema with a car? Oh God! We've hit the only person who can save us with a car! So Aziraphale is useful when he wants to be. Oh. Changing his car.
Out of the question. There's nowhere to put the bike.
Except for the bike rack.
I'ma fight you. Y'all hit me with a car.
Oh Lord, heal this bike.
I got carried away.
He just wanted to make things better. Leave him alone. So now she thinks, oh shit. You would think with how important that book is, she would make sure she has it.
Any progress in finding the
young beast and the lesser beast?
You've already found them. You talked to them for quite some time, actually. Once again, you'd think as important as that book was to her family, she'd double-check that she has it. Aziraphale loves sweets. Same.
Hardly human. Other humans might be able to sense him.
He's the Antichrist. He's got an automatic defense thingy.
No, Aziraphale is on the right track.
Off him, like, whatever it is, water slides off.
A duck's back.
One single better idea.
You're the one who messed this up. You want to help more?
Adam asked if he could have him in his room, but I said absolutely not. Absolutely not.
She's gonna put the dog in his room.
It's quite sweet, you know, when he's asleep.
When he's asleep.
When he's asleep.
Network of highly trained human agents spread across the country.
I actually have something similar.
Oh!
So we tell our respective operatives to look for the boy. Unless you have a better idea.
Ducks.
What about ducks?
They're what water
Slides off. Yeah, I have to say the chemistry is impeccable.
You all right?
Perfectly, yes. Tip top.
I don't want you to see this.
Tickety-boo. Mind how you go.
I'm British and I don't understand that. What'd you just say?
Nostradamus had signed, "To mine old friend Aziraphale with best wishes." Mother Shipton had spilled drink on his copy of her book. He even owned an original scroll in the handwriting of St. John the Divine of Patmos.
Aren't these all people that were executed?
Revelation had been the all-time bestseller.
Revelation, yeah, I'm sure.
Open thine eyes and read, I do say, foolish principality, for thy cocoa doth grow cold.
Your hot chocolate. You left your hot chocolate on the countertop, my guy. And there are a lot more pages. He is not what he says he is. Oh, that's going to be important.
Call me if you find anything.
Absolutely. Why would you think I wouldn't?
Aziraphale is lying for probably not the first time.
And his number is 666. It can't be that simple, can it?
Maybe.
Dad, look! I got Dog to walk on his hind legs.
Sorry, right number.
Of course he couldn't lie then. Hey, you have the number now? Might be too late though. Okay, so we're getting a little bit deeper into the story and I think I understand a little more now. This reminds me of what I said before about humans being silly little decision makers. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. Okay, actually no, that's not necessarily true. It's not that there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just that humans are going to make decisions. And those choices, to someone who is looking from the outside, be it the reader, the viewer, or some supernatural omniscient power, we're gonna seem silly. I prefer to think of it as adaptable, but you know, that's just one black woman's opinion. Whatever. So a bunch of little things are coming up in the plot that I feel like are going to converge, like most character-driven stories, because even though the apocalypse is sort of the framing of this story, this is still very much a character-driven story, not a plot-driven story, because Aziraphale and Crowley do not have to do any of this. They could have just let it happen like their superiors want them to. But no, they are making the choice to stop the apocalypse and keep this from happening. We have Newton, I believe was his name, who is the witch hunter. Then we have Anathema, who is the witch. And then we have Aziraphale and Crowley talking about their unsophisticated human recruits. Let's be honest here, Anathema might be rich, but she is not sophisticated. She is actually very intense. Newton and the witch hunter brigade, which I'm assuming is Aziraphale's people. Of course, this show does like to turn people's expectations on their head, so it might be the other way around. But either way, then we also have the witch hunters, who are going to clearly involve themselves in the story somehow. I'm assuming that those are the human recruits that Crowley and Aziraphale are going to get to find the boy who is most likely going to start wreaking havoc any day now. His parents seem to be a bit frustrated with him. They clearly love him, but he is clearly a very interesting child, and his friends are only going to enable him because they're 11 years old and they want to belong to a group, naturally. So this is, I kind of like this, and I really love the satirical angle of it as well. And once again, this makes me want to go back and read the book. So, and who knows, I might on one of my read aloud streams. Don't know when I'm gonna do those again, who knows. Also, I am looking to get to 1,000 subscribers, and that is going to be happening very soon. And when I do, oh, sorry. I want to do a Q&A videos. Ask me questions. You can send them to me on Discord. You can send them to me on Patreon. You can send them to me in the comments, especially even questions about voice acting, even though I'm not necessarily as experienced as most voice actors on YouTube are. Anything except my personal life. With that being said, please like if you like this video. Please subscribe if you really like this video and you would like to see more. You can find me on every piece of social media, Tumblr, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, but mostly Tumblr and TikTok because fuck Twitter. If you would like to support the channel, you can find me on Patreon. The link is below, and currently we are finishing up Nirvana and Fire. I just got past Stringery's birthday and I am emotional. You also get full uncut reactions of each series on Patreon as well, and a day early. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. Remember, do no harm, take no shit. My room is a mess right now, but you can't tell because I have stacked it all very neatly right behind this chair. I'm not turning it. I'm not turning it and I'm not moving it. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Chafing is a different kind of pain. Everybody wants thick thighs. Everybody wants to be a big booty girl until a 2-centimeter hole pops in your workout pants. Anyway, for those of you who know and for those of you who don't, my name is TK. I am a writer, a voice actress, and your resident lunatic. And today we are watching episode 3 of Good Omens. And so we're reaching about the midway point of the series, and I had my doubts. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I really did have my doubts about this show. One, because I retained nothing from the book, which usually isn't a good sign, but I think we have the alcohol more to thank for that. However, this show has me pleasantly surprised. I hate watching stuff about the end of the world, and now I'm only halfway through the show and I've only watched 2 episodes, but there is a distinct lack of constant doom you find in stories like this. Now, this could just be because we've watched only 2 episodes and we haven't quite gotten to the mad rush for survival these stories normally have. You know what? When I think about, like, apocalypse or post-apocalyptic movies, there is always this long treatise about how perhaps man was were the true monsters all along. Perhaps our foolishness and our hubris is what led us to this point. And it's like, yes! That's why we're here, but this story already knows that. And it's told in the perspective of beings who know we were created that way. But they make cool things and we would like to stay here, so why not try and avoid the apocalypse? This might sound like a ridiculous side rant, but this also ties into one of the reasons I can't stand zombie movies. I hate zombie movies. The only one that I've ever actually liked is Train to Busan, and even then, that one is on thin ice. Happened in The Last of Us, happened in The Walking Dead. I especially can't stand The Walking Dead, but that's another conversation for another day. Listen, I'm talking about post-apocalypse, we were talking about pre-apocalypse. Let's stick to pre-apocalypse. This entire story so far, there has been only 2 humans, and both of them can be considered quite exceptional. You have Anathema Device, who is exceptionally good, and Newton Pulsifer, who is exceptionally bad. I hate to say this, especially about Anathema, because I feel like it takes away a bit of her agency. That is through no fault of their own. Through quite a few unlucky happenstances, or lucky happenstances, at least as far as Anathema's financial situation goes. They have both been given these sort of lots in life that they can't really help, that they can't really doff the mantle of. Like, Newton has tried to find a job, but they all involve computers, and he and electricity just do not get involved. That's how he ended up getting involved with the Witchfinder General, or the Witchfinder Sergeant, I think is what he's supposed to be. Anathema was born into the situation she's in. Now, these are the only 2 human main characters. I mean, you have the Witchfinder Sergeant, you have the kids. They're not really involved in the story. Right now, it really seems that it's only Newton and Anathema. I'm kind of hoping it's not like the beginning of a romance, but it is a book that was written in the 90s, and my personal preferences aside, it could still be well thought out, well developed, and I could change my mind. You never know. Now, on the subject of pairings, I am actually quite curious to know if that is the first time Aziraphale has ever lied to Crawley about having the nice and accurate prophecies of Agnes Nutter. I truly wonder if that is the first time he's lied ever. No, it couldn't be the first time he's lied. Aziraphale lies all the time, especially when it comes to, you know, what he's supposed to be doing right at this moment. But was it the first time he's ever lied to Crowley? Crowley did have that moment where he's like, I'm not nice, I'm evil. It's nice is different than good. Crowley might not be nice, but he seems to be fundamentally good. A little bit evil to plants, but he could do what he does to people, what he does to plants, and he just chooses not to. And we'll see if that applies to Aziraphale as well, because Aziraphale seems to believe that he's fundamentally good, but he seems to lie quite a bit, doesn't he? I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Maybe I'll have more of an opinion on it by the end of episode 3. Who knows? So with that being said, my loves, let us put on our headphones and commence with the drama. The Garden of Eden. All right, let's see. This is where we started.
Where is the flaming sword I gave?
Did you lose it?
Big, sharp, cutty thing, yes.
See what I meant about Aziraphale lying?
Oh dear.
You're in trouble, Mesopotamia. Oh, is this Noah's Ark?
The Almighty has never actually mentioned.
I don't think they need to, actually.
From what I hear, God split
Yeah, I bet. Show pointing out the general inconsistencies in certain biblical stories, which I appreciate. See what I meant about Crowley being fundamentally good? Ineffable. Are we positive that Neil Gaiman wasn't raised a Southern Baptist? Like, are we positive? Ah, the execution of Jesus. Well, you are a serpent. Yeah. Who is that? That's very familiar.
Seems a very bright young man.
He's 30.
He's a carpenter from Galilee. His travel opportunities are
That shouldn't be funny. I'm glad they're putting into words just how horrifying and different this execution would have been compared to most in Rome, where crucifixion was like the only way to execute people back then. There is a certain amount of reverence and irreverence. Oh, thank God. A show that doesn't just have Rome being all white, even though it was the biggest empire in human history, but whatever. That's my thing. So this is how they became friends. Is this Joan? Oh. Are you kidding me? Seraphil is so polite. I mean, to be fair, Author did that enough with, you know, his dick. Which you have already done, Aziraphale. I don't think I'd like to see John Hamm upset, frankly. Okay, yeah, how long does it take? I'm sorry, that's so goofy looking. It doesn't even look like actual armor. It looks plastic.
I love all
Oh, he's not my friend. Oh, no, they're definitely friends.
Come on, Hamlet.
Oh my God, please. I'm gonna just write that one down. Have they been doing much of anything? we should go out. We should go out. You wanna go out on Friday? I'll pick you up at 8. Go out. Are you guys friends with benefits? I mean, depending on which fanfiction you read, I'm sure. Oh, come on, Aziraphale. You shouldn't be squeamish after so long. But he does love the finer things in life, doesn't he? Palace of Versailles would be absolutely up his alley. Why didn't they just translate? Why did the subtitles just say French? Oh, he's so happy. Well, of course he's happy. Yep, told you. Palace of Versailles, right up his alley.
Got a strongly worded note from Gabriel.
Oh, yeah, Gabriel's all about those very strong words. Yeah, they murder. Well, no, they punish. They punish. They're not humans. They don't murder, they punish. And sometimes that might involve murder.
Dressed like that, he's asking for trouble. What's for lunch? What would you say to some crepes?
That's very dark, but I kind of liked it. Oh no. I love the twist of dark humor in this show. So just over the centuries, they've met over and over again and just kind of, you know, worked out an arrangement where they both don't have to do too much work. So that's why he walks like that. Pay attention. I mean, ducks do have ears. Crawley is a little bit obsessed with ducks. Ooh. Interesting. I'm choosing to fraternize with you. I personally think Aziraphale is being a bit unfair, but character traits, character flaws, all that good stuff. Well, now we're at World War II, I see. What's happening here? Casual Mark Gatiss. Yes, I watched Sherlock in the Tumblr days. Leave me alone. I was 20 and depressed. Mark Gatiss's German accent leaves a bit to be desired.
Do not buy Betamax. I would pass it on to the Fuhrer.
He won't live that long. Of course he's not worried. Okay, during his monologue, you could have just shot them. Now they translate. He is. How many times is Aziraphale gonna end in life-threatening? There'll be paperwork. Oh God. Oh, he's on hollowed ground. Yeah, he's saving your ass so many times, my guy. And the books. Should've listened. I'm just saying. Of course he saved them for him. Oh, there it is. There it is. The moon is beautiful tonight, huh? Now he's in deep. Don't trust a narc. Have we heard that name before? Oh, wait. I said oh like I understood, but I don't think I actually understood. Where have we heard That's okay. Yeah. He's a witchfinder. He even has the same accent. No, anyways. Do you have any more weird fucking questions to ask? Not that fast. I mean, he definitely has the ego. Pay me. I thought so. The Witchfinders aren't with Aziraphale, they're with Crowley. I'm gonna pronounce it Crowley, Crowley, and Crawley the entire time. Don't be surprised. Hi.
You can call off the robbery.
Okay, no, we're not gonna call off the robbery, though. They have, like, solid gold statues in there, bro. Have you seen the altar? What does he mean by this being insurance? I'm still confused as to what he means by that.
Perhaps one day we could
Smash.
go for a picnic.
Smash. somewhere with you. He doesn't want to have a committed relationship just yet. Oh my god, that was the longest pre-introduction I've ever seen. That was literally half the episode, and I can't skip it because it was in the middle of the episode. But honestly, the way they met makes sense, and I really like how it developed their relationship in such a short time. It reminds me of the movie Up, where it was only 10 minutes and there was not a lot of words, but you can tell that they were like so deeply in love. You can tell that Crowley and Aziraphale worked really hard to maintain their friendship, not just for their own sakes, but for each other, because if their relationship fell apart at any point, they could get in a lot of trouble. There would be paperwork, which is apparently a fate worse than death. Certain people going off the cliff and certain people flying. That's good symbolism. All right, now we're back at the beginning, or more like back at the midpoint.
You have an enormous hellhound with him. He won't be hard to spot.
It won't be enormous. He's just a small, cute little Australian shepherd. He's not an Australian shepherd. He's probably a little mutt, but... Oh, oh wow. She is having an absolute breakdown. Mr. Weiss, are you okay? Aw, sweet boy. You can come in if you want. You're so sweet.
Lost my book, and I'll just got a bit.
Yeah, she's a very intense person.
Did they steal it? Professional book thieves probably go around in their car stealing.
Active imagination. Oh, well, that's all right then. It's the same thing.
Entered the cottage and a little bit more of hell burned away.
Wow, okay. Thou shalt not commit adultery's hat, I'm guessing. Adultery Pulsifer. Uh-huh. Yeah. Struggle at this point. Yeah, he couldn't, not quite great with making up names, I see. Places that look like that always have the best food. I mean, in the United States, of course. I don't know about the UK. Is this gonna be how Anathema and Newton meet?
Because schools are oppressive to
Me? Oh my god!
Get me started.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me started either. Priorities. Priorities. The Antichrist has priorities. Ooh. Interesting.
She understood the very simple reason why she couldn't see.
Not human. It's big. It's so big. That is so blinding.
Something big?
Oof. Please tell me that that's Metatron. Okay, Uriel is the redhead.
The others.
Pardon?
The actual Antichrist might be,
Oh my god. Just say words, hun. Yeah, he definitely reminds me of the Office Space boss. See, they don't really care because where they live is unchanging and consistent. They don't really care for, you know, the ever-changing state of the earth, unlike Crowley. I mean, Aziraphale. Envy. I'm assuming that's what the green means. He does not like visitors, and neither does that dog. Are you implying, sir, that I smoke skunky weed? Anathema device only smokes the best shit.
I don't trust him.
Sandalphon has never trusted anybody. She's very odd.
Soon as up with a devil.
I'm guessing that's their code then. Oh, I see. So, the Witchfinder is on both sides. Aziraphale is, he's gullible and a little bit lazy.
It always has perfect weather for the time of year.
You call that a phenomenon?
Yes!
He called himself Dr. Raven Sable, but you know him by another name.
Hot? Why are the four horsemen hot?
Food-free food.
Oh dear.
Fries that had never seen a potato, foodless sauces, and, we're rather proud of this, a completely artificial dill pickle.
I think this man is just a molecular gastronomist. He's a Blumenthal fanboy. I don't know. My culinary school days might have left me a little bit bitter when it comes to molecular gastronomy because it's all bullshit, but it's fine. And that is an impeccably cut suit. It's a lot more excited than War was. War didn't need all of the fanfare.
This village.
Is that the old bandstand, the number 19 bus or the British Museum Cafe?
It's the bandstand, you asshole! Oh, and he feels ignored.
I think I might go to bed early, actually.
And now he's like, wait, what?
He's fine.
He's a little upset. Easily influenced 11-year-old was told a lot of stuff that he was basically introduced to Twitter. They basically introduced that child to Twitter.
The record. Great, pestilent, mangled bollocks to the great blasted plan!
When you leave the Baptist church.
Unforgivable, that's what I am.
You were an angel once.
He's trying to save Crowley, and just Crowley.
You're the demon, I'm the nice one. I don't have to kill
Are you that nice, Aziraphale? Well, he is nice.
Oh, no blood on your hands. That's a bit holier than thou.
Yes. He wants to leave with him so bad. Oh my god.
We're on our
Actually, I'm with Crowley on this one. Crowley would go through heaven and earth just for them to be side by side at the end. And I know that Aziraphale just doesn't want him to die, but, you know, this kid is about to literally change the world in 12 hours. So it said nuclear free, so what's gonna happen? They're all gone. Oh my god, okay. So, wow, yeah, this kid is literally about to change the entire world in one night. You know, this show brings up a great point. How would the powers of the Antichrist stand up to the mind of a child? Badly! Anathema probably could have single-handedly saved the world, who knows? But yeah, basically what happened is they introduced Adam to Twitter. He then proceeded to change things according to his beliefs. That's a very interesting take, I gotta admit, and I kind of love it. When you look at Crowley and Aziraphale and all the angels and demons, they don't really have imaginations. But humans, and in this case, Antichrists, raised like humans, are very imaginative, and those imaginations are constantly changing. I'm kind of wondering how all these wildly different elements are going to come together. First, you have Aziraphale and Crowley, who definitely have their own agendas. Crowley just kind of wants to fix his mistakes, stop the world from ending, and keep going as planned. Then, you know, when things get a little bit desperate, maybe he can steal away Aziraphale. They can live whatever life they want. Now, that might not be entirely realistic, because under most circumstances, they can be found anywhere at any time. And Aziraphale knows this, and that seems to terrify him. And a bit more deeply than just paperwork. I think there is a part of him that is a little bit afraid of being on Crowley's level, because then he'll have to admit that he's been on Crowley's level this whole time. There is something that this show wants to say, I mean, as all satire says it, and I'm not sure what it is yet. Normally around the halfway point, I can guess what a show is trying to ask you, and that's why I always say that at the end of every series. But this one, I'm not so sure. And that might be because it's not finished. We'll see. We'll watch the next 3 episodes and see if I can glean the question that it's trying to ask us. But regardless, please like if you like this video, please subscribe if you really like this video and would like to see more. If you would like to support the channel, you can find me on Patreon, where you find full reactions a day early and some bonus content like our binge watch of the Chinese drama Nirvana and Fire. You can find me on every piece of social media: Tumblr, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, but mostly Tumblr and TikTok, because fuck Twitter. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers, so it'd be really cool if you guys could send me some questions for a future Q&A, because I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. With that being said, thank you for watching. Do no harm, take no shit. I've started drinking coffee again, so prepare accordingly. First off, before we get started, I just want to thank you guys for being so chill once again, because another extended break. However, I did want to especially thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. It is very difficult for me to express myself in the face of genuine gratitude, but thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but to me, 1,000 people wanting to listen to what I have to say is a little bit mind-blowing. The fact that you guys have been here and chilling out with me means a lot to me. And I would like to extend a special thanks to my Patreon subscribers and the people who leave notes on my Patreon only videos. Thank you guys so much, and thank you for your patience. There will be another one this week, so keep an eye out. Anyways, for those of you who know, and for those of you who don't, my name is TK. I am a writer, a voice actress, and your resident lunatic, and today we are finally watching episode 4 of Good Omens, and I'm going to try and stop starting and stopping on this series, because what happens is I get a little bit wasted on the issues I've been having with copyright. This this series seems a little bit cursed. It's either something going on with my audio, or something going on with my mic, or something going on with copyright. It seems to be a little more difficult to edit than usual. I know my previous episode was quite short because of that, but I'm going to try and deal with it the best I can. I've been having a little bit of a hard time with these last two series, with Yuri on Ice as well, but we'll try to get around it. We'll see what happens next. Now, in our last episode, the search for the Antichrist has begun in earnest from 4 different locations, with Newton, with Anathema, with Aziraphale, and Crowley. Now, I didn't talk about this in a previous episode, but Aziraphale, because he's read the nice and accurate prophecies of Agnes Nutter, clearly knows that something terrible is going to happen to Crowley, and is trying to distance himself to keep him alive. At least that's what it seems like to me, because it seems like ever since he read the nice and accurate prophecies, he seems to be very much on edge. Not just because he finally knows where the Antichrist is. I don't know, he just seems to be genuinely concerned for Crowley's well-being. And of course, Crowley knows none of this, and he's a little bit confused and maybe even a little bit heartbroken. Probably really fucking stressed as well. I imagine that angel, demon, or human, this is probably not a good situation to be in. Now, in the meantime, Anathema has actually come across the kid several times, and he was just trying to be a sweet kid. He was just trying to help, and we've really gotten a taste of his overactive imagination. And Anathema basically introduced him to the equivalent of Twitter. She told him all about nuclear weapons, nuclear power plants, global warming, seal clubbing, apparently. I have a story about that. I found that out in like the most horrifying fashion in 8th grade during a Google search, but that's neither here nor there. She told this very easily influenced child with a very overactive imagination everything that's wrong with the world. This child, who really just wants to help, who wants to make things better, is, unbeknownst to him, using his powers to change the world. According to the last scene, he has gotten rid of all of the nuclear cores in England. Maybe even more than England, maybe the entire world. Now, I do have a couple of questions, and I know it's being left ambiguous, so you can eventually find out, because once again, we're only halfway through the series. What does Aziraphale know? What is he trying to accomplish? Is he still trying to stop the apocalypse, or is he just trying to save Crowley's life at this point? We all know what Crowley is trying to do. He's trying to stop the apocalypse. He's also just trying to carve out a space that he and Aziraphale can continue existing the way they do. My heart. But Aziraphale is trying to save him, which might result in them getting separated. Once again, my heart. I wonder if this show is going to use Armageddon to destroy the world, or use Armageddon to change it, like people do in real life. People always act like doomsday predictions don't really affect anything, but they do. They do all the time. I wonder how the concept of Armageddon will fit into this kind of satire they've made. We'll see. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to turn out. Once again, I don't remember anything about this book, so I'm pretty much at a loss. Now, with that being said, let's put on our headphones and commence with the drama, my friends. Oh, this is about to be some shit. Oh. This looks like the lost city of Atlantis. And they look confused. I love that. Atlantis. And they're enjoying themselves. Take notes, Prince Namorn. If you ruin Black Panther for me, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm finding you and I'm coming after you. Namorn. I meant Namor. The Submariner, whatever.
Or exterminate.
Oh, of course.
Honestly, the aliens, Adam, I don't think this stuff is, you know, real.
Ooh.
How can they breathe?
I bet they wear diving helmets.
Well, they do, according to the first 10 minutes of this episode.
Some initial reports claim that the land that's risen in the Atlantic is the sunken continent of Atlantis.
Which would disrupt so much of the sea, like in real life. I love how when you put skip intro and it still plays half the intro. A little irritating, I'm not gonna lie, but that's just my gripe with Amazon Video in general.
What's in human prophecies that matters to us?
Well,
everything, apparently, damn.
Exactly, right on schedule. What's your point?
Look, will you please stop?
Yeah, remember, Gabriel wants this to happen. The little angel lapel. Hey, the best battles are often the ones not fought. There are so many fruit flies in this apartment, I am losing my mind. He doesn't even have his sword. Very scared and confused.
What? Like, I just give it away.
He didn't necessarily lose it. Surprising that God never checked back in on that.
Ours is not to reason why. Ours is to deliver packages.
See, that's how you end up being a drug mule. Aw, that's actually cute. Makes me a little upset. Is that supposed to be heaven? So she's been reading the meeting minutes. Oh no! Oh no!
I'm sure there's a perfectly innocent explanation.
I mean, they are innocent.
There are no back channels, Michael.
Michael disagrees. Not gonna lie, I like Michael. The Apple Infinity. That awkward moment where even celestial beings have to take awkward personal phone calls in a stairwell. So she is working with another demon. The iguana is a paid actor. Although I'm pretty sure that's a chameleon.
England's out.
Yeah. I couldn't even have a chance to read all of that. He just wants to leave.
Show me a great plan.
Oh, he's despairing. Is the demon praying? I dig that. It's giving Paradise Lost. Okay, who's this going to? This one's gotta be Pestilence, because I imagine death is the big terrifying one.
Shouldn't be allowed. Bloody lorries.
What was the point of that?
So to speak. I've been to Africa.
This is Pestilence.
The third of the 4 horsemen took over.
It's like all these people I've been delivering to are really fucking weird.
They've killed as many people as famine or as war. This is pollution.
Pestilence. Let's say all death is about to get us an envelope. He's terrified of something. Oh. He just got told when he dies.
That one nearly had me.
No, this one's gonna get you. Oh, it did get him.
Now don't think of it as dying.
I mean, his wife is gonna think of it as dying? All that man did was his damn job. Death. Yep, told you death is the big terrifying one because death is the biggest unknown.
Don't take sweets from witches. I do.
It's like, I want chocolate, damn. Oh, she got Calibo too. I noticed that those were chocolate buttons. She got Calibo, she got the fancy chocolate. Of course she has the fancy chocolate. She's a rich girl from Malibu.
We don't know that. We were hoping you clever buggers at the BBC would have an idea.
I mean, that is kind of how American TV stations treat BBC, I'm not gonna lie. This poor guy, I feel like he just needs a chance to prove himself to be someone good. Because he has the potential, I know he does. He just needs to prove it.
Firelighters. Firelighters. Bell.
Bell.
Book. Book. And candle.
Familiar with candle, with book and with bell. Oh no, now I'm gonna have that song stuck in my head all day.
There'll be no time for light reading when you're under demonic attack, laddie.
I feel like that's gonna be important. Once again, I apologize if you hear the horse-like beats of the footsteps upstairs. There has been a lot of noise in this apartment complex lately, and not all of it mundane, average, everyday stuff either.
It was true.
The secret tunnels. Oh, woo. Yep. Adam's definitely getting. Yeah, Adam's imagination is definitely getting the best of the entire world right now.
Polar ice caps are significantly below regulation size for a planet of this category, so
they really could have made that practical effect, I think, instead of this, because the duck face and the human eyes are really off-putting. Pulsifer is definitely the witch sergeant is definitely like a one-track mind kind of guy.
Things and singing and oh my god, I want to be a whale.
Oh my god! Da da da! Da 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 da! Somebody call Jack! Well, actually, no, it was Will who killed it, wasn't it? Somebody call Will.
A million sushi dinners cry out for vengeance.
That's wrong. That's not funny. But yeah, the 90s edge to the show is really starting to show.
We're being toasted. Oh yeah.
I love it. Look, being toasted. Loading. Yeah. Oh, so she knows he's coming. Of course she knows he's coming. Why am I surprised?
For Willow Fine.
Yep, there he goes.
Dick Turpin won't blow up. And you're probably wondering why it's called Dick Turpin.
It's a Superman reference. And this kid is like, I knew I was right. Validating his own conspiracy theories.
Through the earth
while our opposition descend from above.
I mean, I think your falsies are on upside down, honey. I'm sorry. The fake bunny ears are really throwing me. I was about to say, is he just gonna kill him?
I don't like jokes. I don't do jokes.
You don't like anything. You're the reason they can't find the Antichrist in the first place. But what was the point of all that?
A photo op. What's a photo op?
Well, you know what a selfie is. Even Crowley invented them.
Okay. I bet you he's just gonna burn him on principle. So that's why he doesn't like jokes, is because every time he laughs, no one does it with him because he's... We found a person!
Let's get him upstairs.
Or you could get him a doctor. The man has a concussion. He fainted. That's how people fall into comas.
It's almost like you were expecting him.
Yeah, I was.
Can I say something stupid without you thinking it's stupid?
No.
I was
At least
scared
not as far as
let
Pepper's
us go.
concerned. Oh, hi? He is scared. Here's where they're gonna find out that they fucked up. Because this is the diplomat's car. I have such a hard time believing that that was Ron Swanson. Did they shrink Adam Driver?
Is this because I said the president's wife looked like a floozy? Because I never said that.
Mister, I'm Hasta. La vista.
Yeah, that's definitely some 90s edge showing there.
Funny boy. Always love a good joke, me.
Uh-huh.
The voices.
Yes.
In my head all say.
Go fuck yourself.
Who?
Yeah, everyone's like, okay, let's call someone. Let's call someone now.
He is not our master's son. He said that I smelt of proof.
I mean, I reckon you smell worse than that, my guy. You do have a frog that's like permanently stuck to your head.
You stay where you are. We're coming to collect you.
I'm not doing any of that.
I'm actually a computer engineer.
Or he's trying his best to be.
I'm an anathema device.
Her name makes me laugh.
When
This man
Robin
still
the
has a
Chariot
concussion.
converged-
She wrote all these prophecies in a book published in 16.
Oh, she had them all
Did you
copied.
know I was going to crash my car?
Yes. No. Well, yes.
In a way.
My family is... Oh, more now, in fact, as we get closer to the end of the world.
When's that supposed to be?
In about a few minutes.
Come on.
The Antichrist, the great beast.
You have found this great beast several times, honey.
How did you...
She never knew his last name.
He's the sweetest kid in the village. I mean, he can't be the great beast at the end of the world.
Yes, he can.
Everywhere you look, there's all this environment going on. Everything's being killed or used up, and no one takes it seriously. Everyone
Wow,
thinks
he's
it's
experiencing the same mood everyone has today. Uh-oh.
What? No!
What? No! Oh, come on, Carl. Come on, Aziraphale. Just tell him.
You're so clever! How can somebody as clever as you be so stupid?
I forgive you.
It's all I've got. And that's kind of what he was hoping would happen. Fucking license plate.
You're better off without him.
What does it say? Human's gonna human. Oh, that's what he meant by insurance. Okay, so that clears things up. Oh, I'm sure. Are you serious? I mean, they don't have a great sense of humor. Oh, gross. I mean, wouldn't Haster have gotten splashed? Get it out of your system.
Yet.
Yeah, I mean, insurance. I'm surprised he didn't get splashed.
Do you feel lucky?
Well, do you, punk?
Yes. Yeah, it's not a good time. Got no friend here.
Oh, no.
Lords of Hell had to make sure you were trustworthy before we gave you command of
Crowley is a charisma-based warlock.
So long, sucker!
Oh, shit.
Demons aren't bound by physics.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
None.
So that's why Azura failed dances like that. I mean, hey, if he gets on TikTok, he can show a lot of old-fashioned dances.
Dance. Not what you call good dancing.
No. It doesn't seem like they have a lot of rhythm.
Gaps between electrons. That's where Crowley has gone.
Atomic. Just be sure not to get mixed up with Haster. Love it.
Don't leave me here.
Oh. No, bye. Don't forget to step over the puddle. Oh. I didn't even see him creep into frame there. Oh shit. Oh, that's Uriel. Okay. I thought that might be Metatron.
You've been a bit of a fallen angel, haven't you? Consorting.
Ooh.
It's time to choose sides.
Which side are you gonna choose, hun?
That's the whole point, so people can make choices. That's what being human means. Choices.
Yep. Like I said before. Ooh, Jesus. That extra definitely missed the memo a little bit. Uh-oh, Devin trumpets.
You bad angels.
Ah, you were so close. Wow, even the dog's afraid. Oh dear.
So we find this Adam, and then what do we do?
Hurry. You both should hurry. Maybe you should have left this part in, Agnes. I'll call you back, Julia. We got cows. Y'all should have gone in the bathroom. And there go all the... Maybe you should have thought about that, Anathema. She really lets the little details slide sometimes, doesn't she?
Kissed a girl?
No, not even once.
Oh. Well, that was fast. Hey, maybe that was all that was needed. Does he know something? He's about to. Oh.
Just the way you like it. 9 sugars and condensed milk.
So he wants boba?
Mr. Shadwell, you say the nicest things.
Well, someone has a degradation kink. Yeah. Aww. Okay, that kiss cannot possibly last that long. Shh, quiet, no time. Ew. She definitely bit inside of his mouth. Well, that's symbolic. The whole thing's about to burn. Yeah, unimaginable torture. Yeah, like a blowjob. That's a lot of they're needing a lot of leverage. Oh, to be honest, I actually feel quite bad for Adam. He seems to be at his core a very lonely kid. Like, yeah, he had all the best games, all the best ideas, but it seemed like that's all anybody ever wanted from him. I imagine giving a child that kind of power would be quite horrifying.
Is there anybody there?
Virgin Mary's gonna be like, what? What do you want? Oh, when you do things right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all. Oh, that's Metatron.
A presidential spokesman is the voice of the president.
Yeah, but press secretary is very important.
What is said to me is said to the Almighty.
Trying to get through to the automated telephone system.
The point is to win it.
You're on your own, sis. Why are all the angels British? Something that just occurred to me. Anyways, let me focus. But yeah, he just saw all that.
No good time, got no friend here.
Yeah, here we go.
You using women to do your evil will.
Oh, I think
what?
I will exercise you with bell, book, and candle.
No, you gave them all to Pulsifer. Uh-oh.
Fuck.
Oh, no, oh, God.
Hello.
Yeah, get to stepping. Get to stepping. No. No! Oh, God. Oh, God. Everything went wrong. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. Talk about a disaster. Oh, my God. But this is why we love character-driven narratives, right? Humans are going to human. They are going to make choices. They are going to decide. And whether those choices are good or bad doesn't really matter because they have chosen. Package guy chose to do his job. Instead of going to find Adam, Newton and Anathema decided to fuck when it comes to you versus the force of nature versus the, you know, something that is potentially world ending. What else can you do than be with the people that are closest to you? I was kind of initially incorrect about the lack of impending doom. It didn't really hit until this episode. Even though it is funny, there is a distinct sense of impending doom, especially with all those scenes with Adam. I feel like the show did him a bit of a disservice, not really showing how he felt with people other than his friends, but it's clear through context clues that otherwise, outside of being the leader of his little group, he feels ignored. He's bored. And all of these little voices told him to fix it. Suddenly, he's been given the power to change it. I get it, but I'm also terrified of him, and his friends are terrified of him. Comes back to the question I asked earlier, how do the powers of the Antichrist stand up against the mind of a child? Very, very poorly. That's not how it works. You can't just start over. There is gonna be an unimaginable loss that takes place. There's a lot of like deeply complex themes in this show, and I don't think I can talk about them all in one outro, because despite the lighthearted tone of the show and the satire, it is actually quite complicated. With that being said, please like if you like this video, please subscribe if you really like this video and would like to see more. You can see, if you would like to support the channel, you can find me on Patreon, where I post full uncut reactions a day before the cut reactions are released. You can also find my binge watch series of Nirvana and Fire, which is resuming earlier this week. We are planning on finishing that this month. Oh, also, I meant later this week, not earlier. You can find me on every piece of social media: Tumblr, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, but mostly Tumblr and TikTok, because fuck Twitter. And with that being said, thank you guys once again so much for 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for watching. Stay weird, lovelies, and happy eating. Okay, so full disclosure, it is the same day I filmed the previous episode, but this time I have gummy bears. So normally when it comes to episodes this long, I normally don't record more than one in a day, but I am so into what's going on right now. The last episode, the more I think about it, was really kind of a stroke of genius. In the first 3 episodes, like I said before, you really don't feel the sense of impending doom that you are supposed to, because it really just seems like this interpersonal drama between a demon and an angel in the supposed end of the world. But in the last episode, episode 4, you really genuinely feel like some shit is about to go down, whether it is going to be the actual end of the world or not. And normally, that's one of the reasons I don't really fuck with things the end of the world, because it's usually very doom and gloom. But this seems to have just an edge of hopefulness. I don't know, Adam can still change. I don't know how to explain it. I don't really know how to verbalize it, but I feel like we're not quite at the end yet. I don't feel like it's inevitable, but I do feel a clear sense of dread. Once again, for those of you who know, and for those of you who don't, my name is TK. I am a writer, a voice actress, and your resident lunatic. And today we are watching the penultimate episode of Good Omens. I'm not sure if this entire story is gonna wrap up in just 6 episodes, no matter how long they are. I feel like there's gonna be a part 2. And I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna make me a little upset if it turns out like that, because I feel like this is something that could have been wrapped up in 6 episodes, like a little mini series. But once again, that's just one black woman's opinion. I remember nothing about the book. Once again, I am genuinely interested to see how this pans out, to see what happens next, because right now we don't know where Crowley and Aziraphale are. Aziraphale stepped on the circle, Crowley went through the telephone service, the bookshop is gonna be on fire. One thing no one has said about the nice and accurate prophecies of Agnes Nutter is there anything beyond the end of the world? Because Crowley was looking in the middle of the book. Now granted, this could have just been a production mistake, or maybe there are just that many prophecies at the end of the world, but it didn't seem like he was reading from the end of the book. I don't know, maybe that's just a random detail, maybe it was a mistake, maybe it was done on purpose, impossible to tell. So right now we have 3 distinct pathways. We have Adam and his friends, and that includes the 4 horsemen. We have Crowley and Aziraphale, who we just discussed, we have no idea where they are right now. And then we have Anathema and Newton and their post-apocalyptic morning after. With Adam seems scared and he doesn't want to be alone. Like he's taking his friends with him on this wild apocalyptic journey. I feel like Adam is just a very powerful but very frightened kid. And that makes me slightly afraid for him. Maybe my concerns are unfounded. Maybe my concerns are unwarranted because he is the Antichrist. But I do think his betrayal Aziraphale is supposed to evoke some sort of sympathy for him because he didn't ask for this. You know what I mean? Prepare for a philosophical rant, I apologize. I feel like everyone is capable of greatness, but they should be able to achieve it on their own terms, not anybody else's. And from the moment Adam was born, he was doomed to end the world. And to be honest, he seems like a kid that wants to change it and make things better, not to destroy everything. I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent here, but yeah, I feel sorry for him for some reason. To be entirely honest with you, I don't have a lot to say about Newton and Anathema. I think Newton and Anathema are supposed to be the human factors in this great celestial and infernal drama. You have these two people who are very much like the Antichrist, were kind of doomed by the people who came before them to a certain duty or to have a certain job, and it doesn't seem like they're very good at that job, but they seem to have bonded over that fact. Regardless of the greatness that's been thrust upon them, they're still human, and they're still going to make these choices that might not make sense, but they still have a right to choose, unlike Aziraphale and Crowley, unlike Adam, and unlike God and the devil. So, like I said in the previous episode, there are a lot of complex themes here, and I don't think I can verbalize them all without just mulling over them for a really long time. Maybe one day I can make like a full analysis video on it. Gonna be honest, considering all the analysis videos that I'm doing of anime, especially Bleach right now, that is gonna be unlikely for a very long time, so don't get your hopes up. Now, on the subject of Crowley and Aziraphale, I really feel that these two infinitely powerful celestial and infernal beings are trapped. They cannot get out of the destiny that has been planned for them. And Crowley hates this. He hates this grand, ineffable plan that seems to doom him to be shackled to heaven or hell. It seems like he didn't want heaven or hell. All he did, in his words, was ask questions. It seems that Aziraphale's big question is, why do we have to do this anyway? And the only reason the angels and demons can come up with is because they said so, because it has to happen. Aziraphale wants to know why. Crowley just wants to get away. Aziraphale wants to know why because he wants everyone to survive. I really appreciate when it comes to character-driven narratives when both of the main characters who are very close still have two different motivations. Once again, I'm off on another little rant here. Maybe it's because I've had too much coffee, but that's one of the things that bothers me in a lot of video games these days, is because usually there is a male protagonist, a female protagonist, and they both always have the same motivation, always, every time, and it's never called into question, and they never argue or fight, and they instantly fall in love for some reason. That annoys the fuck out of me. I've been watching people play Xenoblade 3. I love it. It looks great. I have a lot of complaints. We'll talk about my issues with my love and frustration with JRPGs in another video, but one of the reasons I really enjoy character-driven narratives is that two characters who love each other, and regardless of whether you think their relationship is romantic or what have you, it doesn't really matter in this instance. They do love each other, but yet they still have two different goals in mind, and I love that. And I love conflict. That's what makes a story. Now, because I had to retest my audio, I already have my headphones on, so let's go ahead and commence with the drama lovelies, because there is sure to be a lot this go around. Oh, this is Crowley's on the warpath. The music choices in this show are great. Oh yeah, it's on fire. They're both panicky. Oh no, stop it! Nice and Accurate Prophecies was never burned. Oh god!
And we make everything better.
Well, that was terrifying. Once again, Amazon continues to frustrate me with the skip intro button. Now he's truly on the warpath. Interesting how they characterize Crowley. That fire looks terrible. It's interesting that they're characterizing Crowley through music that has been called demonic throughout time, is the word I mean to say. Queen, David Bowie. I'm surprised they haven't used Elvis. Yeah, you've seen a lot, haven't you, boyo?
What would you say if I told you that this hand had just exorcised a demon?
A demon, oh god.
And lubricious occult wiles.
Yeah, Wiles, Does she have a bed of squishmallows? Whose bedroom is this? I mean, yeah. Oh, she's that kind of dominatrix. Belle Delphine streaming room. Oh, who is that?
She was having a very bad day.
Oh shit.
You pathetic excuse for an angel!
Yeah, typical drill sergeant. God, these freaking fruit flies.
In any war,
About time! Are you going to fall? What is happening here? Woo! Oh god. They can't. Aww. Like a parent at a theme park. Even the dog is worried.
You go, boy. May fortune be with you. I trust you will be fine of feature and mighty of...
Fine of feature and mighty of dick.
There's nothing anybody can do. I'm not gonna waste a second of it, so...
I've literally lived with a book of prophecies my whole life. Decisions are not my forte!
I've spent my whole life trying to figure out what Agnes wanted me to do, and she's never failed.
What do you want it to do, though?
Good question. I lost my best friend.
Oh, stop saying that.
All of it.
Oh. Everybody in this bar is minding their own business. Everybody in this bar is minding their own business. You better get your ass up. Oh, wow. Adam Tracy's got 2 jobs, it looks like.
Special, the weather, with your psychicness.
No, dear.
No, I don't control the weather.
Find a host to inhabit.
It's a nice bike. That's one steed. Yeah, sure, whatever. I work in TSA, dude. World ends every day.
Better off waiting in here. It's hell out there.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. As someone who's worked in food service, people say cryptic shit like that all the time, so you just kind of don't mind it. There's the other horse. Did you just appear here playing the friggin' quiz game?
When did you get here?
I've always been here. Told you. I'm telling you, death is the only inevitable thing on this plate. And they gave her a job? Parapsychology. Have you ever had a Karen at a seance? No, it's something real! Call me now for your free terror reading. This woman is an amazing actress.
I went to our Crystal's wedding last weekend.
Aww. And he's just, this is great. Wow, that man came back from beyond the veil to tell you to shut your damn mouth.
Wasn't that touching?
Well, that was great. I wonder what this actress's name is. Is there any way for you to, like, teleport? You are a demon. Oh, so this is your fault. Fucking mustache. Not even demons like to hear lectures on city planning. Sorry, bro.
Endless fog of low-grade evil.
In other words, road rage. You didn't see any of that shit? Remember the Squishmallows. Aw.
Pansy, Sergeant. The Southern Pansy.
Nice cup of tea. And listen to him.
You're the one who banished him anyway. Oh. Surrounded London. And he hasn't realized it yet. Bless him. Well, can I say that?
It's on fire or something.
And Haster's still trying to get out of the... Haster isn't really good with technology. Insurance claims. Uh-oh. Girl, hang up! Ew, that's like my worst nightmare. New fear unlocked! Pardon? Sure.
Bricks. That should do nicely.
Yeah, hit him with a brick. Like fucking Crazy Cat in the old days. That thing is so ugly. Oh my god. How is he going to get out of London? Another new fear unlocked. Oh shit.
Clever human people inventing cars and motorways and...
I mean, he was a horrible racist, but you know. The one who sets fire is afraid of the fire? Wow. Good! Don't forget about the book. Good. You're annoying. I love how the car outlasted Haster.
Especially not Haster.
And imagination. Let me guess, out of the columns of fire is going to come this rectus shit car. I'm coming to Tadfield, and hell is coming with me! Literally! I mean, is the rain gonna put him out? No, I think they're gonna stop hanging out with you after this, buddy. That CGI was distractingly bad, but I'm overlooking it. What about me?
What? You've already taken them out of
Ooh.
You can go anywhere you want. See? I don't care where you go.
Except you do, though. A little bit. Wow. Okay, the Hellhound's in back. Oh, because of the... Yeah! Because of the horseshoe! The Hellhound doesn't exist anymore!
Because some adults muck things up. That's a reason to fix it, not destroy it.
A word to Twitter and TikTok. And now he's upset. Okay. Just in case we need to knock him back out. He just wants everything to go back to normal. Doesn't want to be anywhere else but where he feels at home. The new 4 horsemen.
The end of the world. It's not far.
Okay.
Where the Iron Bird lands.
Iron Bird. So, plane? Oh, the airfield.
It's communication technology, computers and stuff.
Yes! Newton, you make things explode! Miracles? Just boom, right? Oh, I was expecting him to go right into the air. Why did he flip the dog like that? Oh no! That dog was not prepared. The dog is not a paid actor. That's pretty par for the course when getting directions in a small town. Two of them have Harleys. That's great. Or lowriders, excuse me. I don't know much about motorcycles. I mean, it's an air base. Just give them your driver's license.
I'm getting myself quite calmly worried about being shot.
In which Newton is me.
Worry. Agnes would have definitely told me if someone was going to shoot you.
Did she though? Yeah, for military checks, all you gotta do is flash your ID. And if you're not military, they make you wait for a few minutes. You just can't buy anything. American Gods by Neil Gaiman. That's nice.
All these thousands of years waiting just for a ride of 100 miles?
She's so disappointed. My goodness! Friend, fruit flies! They're killing me! I saw my cat hunting them a minute ago. Oh ho ho. Because it's a surprise inspection. Inspection. That's not how active duty IDs look. Sorry, that's a little nitpick.
I bet you're hoping one day someone's gonna ask you why.
Yeah, it's not gonna be today.
Easy. It really can't. There's gonna be guards and security cameras.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there was, but there was just a massive storm. They could be offline. Could you get the hell on, please? I don't know, maybe you should shut up.
Actually, that would be quite difficult.
Yeah, but they could do it, so we need to go stop them. Some brave kids. Could have let the other kid catch up for a second. I like the mirror images though. Them on the bikes and then the four horsemen on the bikes. Like they're all riding out. I love it. You're probably just as annoying to them as anybody else. The ghost of Christmas future, bitch.
Machines will never replace people.
Unlikely. Actually, the pollution is supposed to come before the famine. The pollution is what causes the famine, at least in the Book of Revelation. I do wonder why they used pollution and not pestilence, though. The bloody tears. Oh, God.
Really just say what the heck?
Did you really just say what the heck? No, that's something you never want to hear in a position like that.
Nuclear codes delivered. Everything is set in motion for the final countdown.
That's not how that works, but I'll let it slide. Oof. Both of those statements did not age well at fucking all. They're deteriorating. It's still burning? This man is having a day.
I mean, the man must know, mustn't he?
Must know? You're stupid! That's great. This is honestly my favorite part of this song. Come on, Carly, I believe in you, buddy. Okay, you're gonna get someone called on you.
Army human.
Technically a part of the Air Force, actually. This MP is having a terrible time. CGI could use some work. Hey, that's better than what he did. That's better than what happened to the others. They all fucking died.
Everything ends now. Time is over.
Are we super sure about that? Are we super sure about that? So I feel like there's about to be a lot that's going to happen in a very, very, very short time. So, yeah, wow. So I might have been very quiet because I was trying to take all of that in. Since this is the penultimate episode, let me think of a couple of things to say. Not gonna lie, I really love the cliffhanger they left us off on. They got there in time, but can they stop them? Like, what's going to happen? What is Adam going to do? Adam wants everything to stay the same. He wants to stay in Tadfield, and he wants to stay in this place that he has made for himself. He doesn't want to hurt his friends, even though he had that little crisis. He doesn't want anything, essentially, to change. He wants to keep living the nice, comfortable life he has, and he seems, once again, most afraid of being alone. And so his friends forgave him very quickly, as children are wont to do. There is no telling what he will be able to do, because can he stop the Four Horsemen? Can he stop what has already been set in motion, what he has unwittingly put into motion? And when all three prongs of the story intersect, what exactly is going to happen, and are they going to stop it? I don't know if they will be able to before the season ends. I think what's going to happen is they will stop one thing and then have to sort of stop everything else as a result. I don't know if I can really explain that, to be honest. I maybe have to think about that to see how I'll put it later. I actually really enjoyed this episode because of how Crowley-centric it was. Even though he is self-interested, he still wants what's best. He still believes in Aziraphale. He was ready to give up. He was ready to go to the stars. He was ready to just, you know what, wash his hands of everything. But Aziraphale came back and he snapped right back into action. Above all else, whoever he believes in, he even said, for God, for the devil, or for somebody's sake, the person he believes in the most is Aziraphale. Somebody killed my best friend. That hurt me. That hurt me. Yeah, I really very much enjoyed the Crowley-centricness of this, and I love how they epitomize him in Queen, like the most intense part of Queen and Freddie Mercury music. I really enjoy that part. I really like the show. It took me a second, but now I really truly see why it is so beloved and has been beloved since the early 90s. There is something that I kind of want to harp on before I go, and that is the themes haven't changed. This story was written late 80s, early 90s, on the tail end of the Desert Storm conflict and the tail end of the Cold War. Over 30 years later, we still have the exact same fears. They did not have to change much. Everybody's fears during the Cold War, especially where nuclear weapons and pollution and global warming and polar ice caps are concerned, in the time we live now, that has only gotten worse. Even if it hasn't gotten worse, it has definitely gotten more complicated. We could say it's because we haven't fixed anything. The people that were in power back then are still in power now, and while that's true, if you go back and read stories before then, people like to claim that dystopia didn't happen until after the 70s. Dystopia didn't start with Ray Bradbury, and it's not going to end with Hunger Games. Like, it's just not. This is why I don't like apocalypse narratives, because it doesn't provide anything new. We get it, okay? Fucking we get it! But I guess time after time, people have to be told and reminded over and over whether we like it or not. But yeah, that was a really weird rant for this, and I'm sorry, and I'll try to maybe condense that for the final episode. But please like if you like this video. Please subscribe if you really like this video and would like to see more. If you want to support the channel, you can find me on Patreon, the link is below, where you get full uncut reactions every day before I post. So Tuesdays and Thursdays around 3 to 5 o'clock. And you get to look at my binge watching, and you get to look at my binge watch of Nirvana and Fire, which is a Chinese drama, political drama, mostly wuxia, maybe a little bit of jianjiao on the side. You can find me on every piece of social media, Tumblr, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, but mostly Tumblr and TikTok, because fuck Twitter. Thank you all for watching. Stay weird, lovelies, and happy eating! Before we get started, I just want y'all to know that if you see me making a Xenoblade 3 and Tales of Arise comparison video, just don't be surprised, okay? First off, as per usual, I want to thank you guys for being super cool about everything that's been going on this past month. I really planned on building up a backlog, getting everything taken care of, but with the twin powers of Dragon Con, a lot of very tragic family stuff, and just in general trying to buy a house, it's been a lot. And once again, you guys are always super cool and super nice, and thank you for being so patient. Now, for those of you who know, and for those of you who don't, my name is TK. I am a writer, a voice actress, and your resident lunatic. And today, we are watching the final episode of Good Omens, and I have had a lot of time to think about this show. Life recently has been quite a bit of hurry up and wait. I've been alone with my thoughts a little more than I'd like to be. I said before that Good Omens has a lot of very complex themes that I can't quite verbalize, and now that I think about it, I don't think they're supposed to be. They're supposed to speak to you on a level of understanding that you just kind of have, being someone who lives in the world in modern times. Now, in our last episode, the main cast, Anathema and Newton, Aziraphale and Crowley, and all of the kids are kind of gearing up for the final showdown. And I don't know if this is really going to culminate in a battle of any kind. It honestly just seems to be a race against time. And sometimes time is your greatest enemy. And I've been seeing that theme throughout the show. Aziraphale and Crowley have had all the time in the world, and now they have none. on. These kids don't really have a firm grip on the world because they haven't spent much time in it, compared to, say, Newton and Anathema, who have spent all their time kind of wrapped up in their own worlds, just trying to be the best kind of people they can be with all of these expectations put on them, or in Newton's case, with all of these mistakes he has following him. I imagine he feels quite inadequate in some areas because he can't seem to use a computer without blowing it up. And then you have the Witchfinder General and Madam... I'm just gonna call her Madam because for some reason her name escapes me. But they have lived in this world a lot longer than any of the other human characters, and they seem to just sort of accept the weirdness in their life. I hate to say this, but when you're that old, when weird things happen, it's just kind of like, yeah, let's do it. I mean, if it'll help, let's do it. You know, when you get to be my age, you think a lot about time, you wondered if you've wasted it, and you can never really tell. Now, fair warning, I'm probably going to get quite philosophical as a lot of things have happened in the last couple of weeks to make me feel very existential. And if you've been following my updates on the community tab and on Patreon, you already know why. I'm not really going to go into it. The fact of the matter is that this show is kind of intrinsically tied to human existence. The people who wrote this book, Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, seem to understand people on a fundamental level that you can only get when you work food service. This story shows an understanding of people that a lot of books these days, because you have to keep producing at such a high level, don't really get or can't get, because it is physically impossible to refine a story this much these days. Now, I could go into a full-on tirade on how binge watching is slowly destroying entertainment TV as we know it, but that's neither here nor there. But what I am most concerned about is that stories like this that understand the people and the people that they are for are becoming few and far between, because I've noticed, especially if you've watched any of my TikTok videos, that most of these shows aren't being created to tell a story. They are being created to sell to a fandom or to sell shock value, which, I mean, shock value has its own merits. I actually don't mind it as much as the average person, but the fact of the matter is, I am not sure if we will see another show like this in the future. And if we do, it will be 1 out of a million. I really hope, and I say this in almost every one of my videos when I talk about adult animation, this show will start a trend of stories that are a bit more refined, that people can take a harder look at, because when you see what happened with HBO Max and you see what's happening with Netflix's animation department, people are physically trying to dismantle the animation industry. I really hope that this leads to something better. It needs to, or we're kind of SOL. Now, I realize what I just said might have been terribly depressing, and I apologize about that. So, we're gonna go ahead and put on our headphones and commence with the drama, my friends. Okay, so this is it. This is the last episode. And they all look oh, Esther's not thrilled. And this is a general of some kind. Oh, okay. Whoa, when did they bring him in? I'm missing something. I feel like I've missed something. Sorry, I know I keep looking off to the side, but after what happened with Yuri on Ice, I'm, like, real paranoid. So, the victim is the prosecutor. Okay. But we built this place for you specially. That was fast. Oh, the sound mixing is getting me. One thing about Amazon shows, the sound mixing is not great. The buzz of the flies is like, ugh. Okay, so here we go. Flaming car with Queen that I'm also going to have to edit the audio out of, but it's fine. No, you would not! Actually, I firmly believe that you would not. Fuck Tesla! Aziraphale is maximum granddad energy. He really is. Ah, yes, the MP that's having an awful day. You're about to lose all of your jobs. Oh, there goes the car. And probably the book as well. Actually, a commenter pointed out when I released episode 5 that the prophecies are actually not in order. That is never mentioned in the show. So both Aziraphale and Crowley lose something precious to them. I've had a really, really bad day! Actually, yes he can. Oh, that poor man. Just trying to do his damn job. He's just back at his mom's house. His mom's like, you didn't tell me you were visiting. I will say, David Tennant is perfect. Yep, see, I told you, he finds him annoying too. I don't like that foreshadowing. I need you to cease and desist that. I'm not dealing with this intro. Sorry, it's so long. Skip intro. Like, I understand it's symbolic, but ugh, come on. Interesting how the kids are color-coded. Oh, I almost forgot about these two.
And everything depends on one small boy.
And he seems pretty chill about it, honestly. All right, do your explodey computer thing.
They're saying it's the end of the world.
Yes, I got that.
Yeah, no, it's pretty clear.
I didn't ask for it to begin.
He didn't ask for any of this. Tracy, that's her name. I can't do it. Yeah. Okay, no. Oh, thank you. And I'm clothed. Cool. You can have this back.
There's no handy little red wire to cut to stop the countdown.
You're the red wire, Newton.
I think it's about me.
Alright. I've broken every computer I've...
It was time to decide who your friends were. And Adam had.
Okay. War is just kind of fucking around.
War is just masculine imperialism executed on a global stage.
I mean, Pepper ain't afraid of shit. I was about to say, Pepper ain't afraid of shit. That's an angry little child.
Say what you believe, Pepper.
I believe you a bitch.
I believe in peace,
Love it. There goes the crown.
Believe in food and a healthy life.
Yep, see, there we go. Oh, really? Get him, dog. Get his ass. Famine still has balls? There go the scales. But they can't defeat death. Like I said, out of all of the 4 horsemen, death is the inevitable one. Yeah, I was about to say, this is kind of a terrible motivational speech. Huh? Kill the computers! This seems too easy.
You cannot destroy me. That would destroy the world.
I mean, you're not wrong. Pepper ain't afraid of shit!
Like I've always said.
Oh, it isn't over.
No.
Both heaven and hell still want their war.
Yeah.
Oh, your friends got together and saved the world. Well done.
Well done. Let's go out for cake. Oh, he did have it. Uh-oh. Your faces wisely. Yeah, he's not just a demon. He's the demon. You don't have to explain that much.
Hey, Adam. Hi, Pepper. Hi, you two.
She doesn't remember the other two's names.
My boyfriend here did the tricky bit.
Aw, I hate that I find that cute.
Another deluded victim of the patriarchy.
Alright, Pepper, relax. Oh, Gabriel's not happy. And neither is Beelzebub. Now this is the hard part.
Crowley, the traitor.
Oof, not great.
Armageddon must restart.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to restart the end of the world.
Now, boy.
You shouldn't have said that. The badly stuffed fly head on my head says so. Yeah, this kid's not gonna go for that. You have an all-powerful child who doesn't understand the conflict. He's gonna be like, fuck you.
Don't you want to rule the world?
Not really.
I've got all the world I want.
I like it here. Have we thought that maybe this is a part of the Great Plan?
There shall be a world and it
Yeah, Crowley's like, wait a minute.
Is that the ineffable plan as well?
Ooh. Crowley's like, wait. These beings do not have imaginations, so keep talking.
Where have you been?
Since when? Almost every religious denomination I've seen always says that God has a sense of humor, which I'm not sure how I feel about, but you know, whatever. Hi.
You're a disobedient little brat.
Yes, I'm used to that.
Is not happy.
No, I imagine he's not. Yeah, I imagine. Get the children! She really does have a degradation king. It is a personal slight against him. Choose your faces wisely. What did he mean by that?
Or I'll never talk to you again.
Well, I can't let that happen. Oh, so we're in the metaverse. No, the actual devil. No, you're just a boy. You get to make choices. You get to do things. You get to change. Oh, time stopped. Okay. You can literally imagine that you were never the Antichrist in the first place and that it's a concept that doesn't exist. It's giving How to Train Your Dragon. I'm not the father. I'm not the father. I'm the father who stepped up. Get him. Get his ass. I wonder if that's a reference to something.
What exactly is going on?
I just saw a giant plume of smoke that was once a thing with lots of horns.
If we'd been at all competent.
Honestly, yes. Oh. Could have, but seems a little weird. He's back! Can you still tell her? I hope you could still tell her. You were just trying to do your job, man! Oh, they have to wait for the bus back.
Stay at my place. If you like.
We can smash. Sorry, I got really excited there for a second. Yes, stay with him. They don't like y'all already. Come on. You could go back to his place, and you could cuddle, and you could have waffles in the morning, and it'll be beautiful. They switch, don't they?
Adam had rebooted reality.
Have you tried turning off the world and turning it back on again? I'm guessing those are books children often like to read in, like, UK schools. Aw, and he gets his car back. It's not quite painted the way it was before, but he's nice enough to still get in the Uber he ordered. But how is poor Adam? Can you explain it to me? Not really. She loves her son so much. She has no idea that she's literally raised a hellion. Oh no, it's cute and I hate it. Oh my god, she's so pretty. It's a Superman reference. Oh, they retouched the pillow. Did we save the world yesterday? Yes, absolutely. Well, yeah, at least for the time being. I imagine that the trumpets won't sound for another 80 years as long as Adam's alive. Possibly longer. I mean, probably longer. They did discorporate the entire devil. Lots of Queen that I'm once again probably going to have to edit out. Lots of glamour shots of London, I will say, which isn't a bad thing. I've never been. My parents have been several times though. Oh, that's always the excuse. Who are those two supposed to be?
Do you understand what happened yesterday?
Not particularly. Help! 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 Oh! Jeez! Gabriel is like every shitty salesman I've ever worked with. I used to work in sales. Long story short, I quit.
A crime I saw with my own eye.
Because it was your eyes that were burned out. Crowley gets a trial. Aziraphale gets tied to a chair. Holy water. This is why I think Crowley and Aziraphale have switched places. Let's see how things turn out. And there's Michael. I'm sorry. Michael looks cool. I like her. I'm not gonna lie. I will say the shirt's a little bit ugly though. Oh, it's rabbit ears. Oh, it keeps pouring because it's a miracle. I got it. Sorry, General. I suppose he's reading a lot up on demonology these days. Oh, come on. Come eat with me. Eat with her, dude. Come on. Don't be a bitch. Not sure how I feel about this camera focusing on him for so long and the choir. For some reason, I feel scared. Seems nice, though. Once again, I don't know why I'm scared. I like how it shows him crossing the line, though. Take the box, please.
Mr. By Chance said he came down himself, but he doesn't travel well these days.
I don't know who that is. Yeah. Oh, more prophecies. I bet you don't. That box ain't got shit in it. I don't think it's gonna be what he thinks it's gonna be. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Another gold coin. Oh, she said turn that coin in as soon as possible.
The world find out the truth about you and Mistress Spidden of the Council Town Planning Department.
Oh, that was very specific. It's more prophecies, isn't it? She was kind of hoping it was over. She was really hoping it was over. Come with me out of London. Go with her.
I'm the only witchfinder left.
You found me.
Oh, that was super fucking cute. Oh, come on, dude. That was cute. That was smooth as hell. Come on. Do it.
How many nipples have you got, Jezebel?
Oh. I was about to be like, wait, that was a... Listen, you have put me through a lot of stress. What happened to his vest? That wasn't there before. I don't remember, at least. Into the flame. Go on. Go on. Psst, psst.
Shut your stupid mouth and dial.
I do not care. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
It may be worse than we thought.
Yes. It is officially worse than you thought. Knock over that bathtub, buddy. Mizuma's like calculating. I don't think that's possible.
I came to bring back the
Oh god.
Dude, do us a quick miracle, will you? I need a bathtub.
Sure.
If I were to be left alone in future, don't you?
Yeah, sure. Reluctantly.
Think of it this way. Do you want to be a descendant all your life?
I don't know. I have to pick out some of the economic ones, you know? Because you are rich. And then watch her, like, deliver it to somebody else.
years and years, I expect.
No, the poor baby.
I'd have to chase you to catch you, and I'd have to leave the garden.
I'd have to go, and that would just be a shame. He still has some of his power. Okay.
There would be other summers, but there would never be one like this. Not ever again.
No, and I think that's a good thing. His father don't give a shit. Yep.
I made the Archangel Michael miracle me a towel.
Oh, he's so excited.
They'll leave us alone. For a bit.
Maybe a few hundred years.
Heaven and hell against humanity.
Yes. Like every JRPG. Crowley wants a JRPG. Crowley wants to play Persona 5. Crowley for Persona 5, damn it. And they finally get to live the life they want. That's a nice little ending. My parents love restaurants with piano playing. Almost every restaurant we go to is like that.
Just enough of a bastard to be worth.
Yeah. Aziraphale is a lot more selfish than he wants to admit, but it's fine. Crowley understands selfishness. Aww. They deserve it! They deserve it! And he's like, what, wait, when did this become about me? So I'll admit that final episode went just a little too quickly for me. I would have preferred it if they had just done 2 episodes, but I imagine that, you know, either Amazon couldn't afford it or wouldn't let them. That's fine, I'll overlook it, but I was wrong in thinking that the 6th episode would be the climax of the show. And I do kind of like the wrap-up. It is sort of giving JRPG. I'm not gonna lie, it is somewhat giving the end of Persona 5. It's a common theme in Japanese stories outside of anime and video games, and it's also quite popular in African storytelling as well. See Anansi for anything about that. It seems like Good Omens asks us 2 questions. What will you do with the time you have left? And who will you spend it with? Now, these are intensely personal questions because as a human being, you will never know how much time you have left. There are people who don't get the privilege of growing old. And then there are some people who perhaps get a little too much. And it is very important to remember there is no such thing as time wasted. There's a part of me that disagrees with that because I grew up in grind culture. You work hard, you play hard. I used to idolize Bruce Lee, who once said, "I'll rest when I'm dead." I now take regular medication, so there's that. I struggle with not being able to find the time to do what I want to do, and if I do what I want to do, I feel like I haven't done enough. Like I said, it's a very intensely personal question, one that you don't have to answer out loud, one that I'm probably not going to answer out loud. Crowley and Aziraphale had all the time in the world, and then they didn't. And I said this in the beginning of the episode. There is no such thing as time wasted, but at the same time, there will never be enough time. There will always be something you forgot or something that got left behind. However, that is the nature of change. Some things are supposed to be left behind. Some decisions are meant to be made. There are some outcomes you will never experience, and that is neither a good or a bad thing. It is just a truth of the world. You know, considering everything that's happened this month, saying that is quite poignant, to be honest, because there are a lot of people who never got enough time. I really like this story compared to other apocalypse narratives because there is no good or bad guy. Everyone was just doing what they were supposed to do. There will be no survivors. There will be no plucky adventurers during the zombie apocalypse. There ain't gonna be none of that. But there is always something that will exist after the end. We don't know what that is. And we will never know what that is, and it's probably better that we don't. This story is really unexpected, and I don't quite know how to verbalize what I mean by that. It is very thought-provoking in the fact that, there really are a lot of things beyond human understanding. There will be a lot of things that we will just never know about the universe, and that is both a hopeful and intensely terrifying thought. The fact that there are so many things going on around us that shape and affect our lives, but we will never know. Woo! It's a lot, because we all like to believe that we have singular control over our lives, but that's not always true, and it will never be always true. But yeah, this is a very thought-provoking story, one that I probably would have preferred to read over the story, and well, like I said, I did read it, but I was very drunk and very depressed. I don't remember any of it. But I think now that I've watched the show, I think I will, and I'll probably add Sandman onto that before I really get into watching it. I am not sure I will watch Sandman on this channel. I thought about it, and I really considered it. Might hit a little too close to home for me. As far as this show goes, I really enjoyed it, but like most streaming shows, the last episode left a bit to be desired. I'm sorry, I know you guys don't like it when I say that. I would say my favorite part of this show was Crowley and Aziraphale's relationship. Crowley might be a little bit of a good person, but that's because he is not as selfish as Aziraphale, who was a little bit of an asshole. There are some times where he could have just a little bit more empathy, but Crowley has that. He understands how humans feel because he spends so much time tempting them. Aziraphale spends a lot of time defending them. There would be some emotions associated with temptation that he wouldn't be able to understand. I like that the relationship is a little bit unequal at times. I like that they're both a little bit demanding of each other in a way that can be seen as invasive or maybe even a little bit overbearing, and I like that their relationship is not perfect. That's one of the reasons people don't like ham-fisted romance plots. The relationships seem perfect right off the bat, and the only reason they argue is because they miscommunicate. That's another rant for another day. I like how genuine their relationship is, and I really love the chemistry between the two actors. Now, with that being said, my least favorite part of the show, I'm having a hard time deciding between Newton and Anathema and Mr. Shadwell and Madame Tracy. And I think I'm gonna pick Mr. Shadwell and Madame Tracy because I feel like their roles weren't as well executed as they were probably in the book. I don't know. It just doesn't feel complete to me, and I know there's probably a reason for that. I liked Newton and Anathema individually as characters, but as a couple, I like Madame Tracy. Mr. Shadwell, not so much. I would say Crowley and Aziraphale, the crown jewel of this show. The amount of humanity this show had. Humans aren't, in most philosophies, good or evil. They just make good decisions and bad decisions, and oftentimes those bad decisions harm a lot of people in the long run. So humans are unpredictable creatures that make decisions, and a lot of times those decisions don't make sense. And I appreciate that that is not considered a good or a bad thing. Now that was a lot. Great show. I would recommend it to anybody who loves Neil Gaiman or for anybody who's seen Coraline. I would absolutely recommend it. Now, I don't know when I'm going to continue Yuri on Ice, but I'm gonna do it. Don't know when though. The next series that's coming up is Saint Seiya. I know that is a vast change from what I've been watching, but I've been seeing the remake of it. I haven't watched an anime fully on this channel yet, and I would really, really like to, although I'm not sure if you can count it as anime. Please like if you like this video. Please subscribe if you really like this video and would like to see more. You can find me on Patreon if you would like to support the channel, where I release full uncut reactions every day before I post them on YouTube. So every Tuesday and Thursday, if I'm posting twice a week. Right now it's only once a week. I am going to be slowly shifting my content soon, so keep an eye out for that. You can find me on every piece of social media: Tumblr, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, but mostly Tumblr and TikTok because fuck Twitter. And with that being said, thank you for watching this with me, and thank you for watching. Stay weird, lovelies, and happy eating.